Humans, I'm a bird, so let's clear that up. And as a bird, I'm not really much for nostalgia, because if we birds could go back and reboot some classics, y'all would be fucked, because we're dinosaurs. Best we got is 65 million years of generational trauma after nature shook the world like someone drew a dick on an Etch-a-Sketch, wiping the slate and giving it to you fucking hairy assholes. So, it really doesn't vibe with me to go back to the day, but I get why you'd want to. I've seen Now, and I get why you'd want to hit some dank, crack open the old CD book, dust off the old Discman, and get back to a simpler time when the Red Hot Chili Peppers were new, and you could cut your mouth on a 3D Dorito to a new episode of The X-Files, the 90s, a time of whatever, when you were fresh, fly, talking to hands, asking the 411, booyah, bugging into bomb. Now, I have no connection to those days when payphones roamed the earth and people were Audi 5000. Canonically, I'm only 19 years old. I wasn't even a concept yet. So I never knew the thrill of sipping a Crystal Pepsi in a Charlotte Hornet starter jacket and Reebok preseason pump pay dirts in the back of an IROC while Smash by the Offspring gave me something to believe, whatever, as if. But I can understand why this was a very special time in a young human's life. TV told you what was on. Mountain bikes rested recumbent on lawns, and the internet was but a Netscape navigator, pre-broadband, really only accessible if someone would get off the fucking phone. Why, I've seen many an elder millennial sigh wistfully when Into Your Arms by the Lemonheads materializes on Spotify's Divorced Dad Guitar Rock Sunday For You playlist. It gives me peace to witness. But you don't have to take my word for it, Reading Rainbows. You need only look to the reboots, revamps, and rehashes and requels that have been your movies of late. Full House, Bill Nye, MST3K. You even brought back Carmen Sandiego from the void. Why'd you do it, Rockapella? I am assuming money, probably. But also because things are so bleak and cruel now that the internet is open for business. And since the comment section was invented, it's basically a cyber rest stop bathroom for humans to crank out their darkest thoughts for all to witness. You instinctively want to go for a thunder blanket to drown out the horrors. Not surprising. I watched some old 90s MTV. You all dressed like you stole all the blankets and sweaters from your parents' house. Was it even cold? I get global warming is the symptom of climate change, but how cold was it back then? Even your hair looked like it was out of necessity because someone cranked the AC and wouldn't turn it down. Rebooting your apathetic 90s glory days is the perfect response to a nightmare news cycle. Just back then it was fresh. Nowadays it's a reheated burrito, but there's comfort there too. I'm not judging, I'm catching the vibe, because how could you not? It's not subtle. I would not be shocked if suddenly I woke up to the entire world rollerblading in Umbros and hypercolor long sleeve shirts, bedecked in slap bracelets and tattoo chokers. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's what's happening at Lollapalooza right now. I understand the need to reboot, but it is at a fever pitch right now, and attention must be paid because there's a new Naked Gun movie, Buffy the Vampire Slayer is getting a reboot, and Moviefone is coming back. Back in the day, the before times, the first age, I assume I wasn't there, but I have heard tales around the elder team chat when I dipped back into PUBG. You could not check the Regal app to see when movies were playing because there were no smartphones. You had to read words printed on paper. Barbaric! In 1989, Doug Hoytanga, Russ Leatherman, Rob Gukinson, Andrew Jarecki, he directed that doc series, The Jinx, later in life, by the way, in case you got trivia tonight. Pat Cardamone and Adam Slutsky created a service where Russ Leatherman would read off the movies and times playing in your area in a smooth baritone just by calling 777-FILM. The Mr. Moviefone voice was so iconic at the time. They even ripped it for Seinfeld, knowing not the horrors of the future of AI call centers to come, when humans would be driven into a frothing madness, mashing the pound key, the zero, the anything, just to talk to a fucking living creature, because this fucking emotionless, calm like a dentist robot seems like they're doing this shit on purpose. The phone service disappeared in 2014 and was revamped as an app and a website. What was it? Don't forget to follow me on Insta. Please like and subscribe. Only to be rebooted in 2025 as a novelty reboot for yet another reboot, the new Toxic Avenger movie with Peter Dinklage. Now, what is Toxic Avenger? It is not that run of Captain America comics where he just pounds energy drinks and streams Sneeko. No, it is a franchise that goes back to 1984 when Troma Films unleashed this wild, campy, gory splatter grindhouse freak fest about a janitor who falls in toxic waste, which was the style at the time, becomes a superhero, spawning 4 movies in the cartoon series The Toxic Crusaders, speaking of 90s nostalgia. Now, Macon Blair, he was in Blue Ruin, Green Room, directed I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore, is directing a new Toxic Avenger movie, which will be premiering in August of 2025. And as a tie-in, they Frankenstein lightning shocked the Moviefone call-in service back to life, heralding the smashing of the 90s into our own sacred and janky-ass timeline, creating an incursion event that I'm sure the TVA's Owen Wilson would be happy to prune. And all of this, I fear, to use more Marvel parlance, heralds its beginning, heralds your end, heralds the ultimate 90s reboot. In 1994, where we lay our scene, when Pulp Fiction and Forrest Gump were mixing generations in the theaters, Linda Archard and her husband got pregnant using IVF, which was pretty new at the time, resulting in 4 embryos, giving birth to a daughter, and cryopreserving and storing the other 3 embryos for 30 years. Linda and her husband divorced. Linda was awarded custody of the embryos. And in 2022, she put them up for adoption. And in 2024, a couple matching her criteria got to have one of the 30-year-old embryos that had been in storage. And on June 26th, 2025, Thaddeus Daniel Pierce was born in Ohio, breaking fertility science records, becoming the oldest baby ever born. His sister was born back when he was frozen. She's now 30 with a 10-year-old, conceived at a time when Lisa Loeb only heard what she wanted to, so you say. And Gargoyles premiered. A baby held in cryo since Soundgarden begged the Black Hole Sun to get here. A baby born now when Julia Garner is our Silver Surfer, heralding Galactus, but conceived when she was born. And like that herald of a new dawn in time, Thaddeus has arrived on the heels of Moviefone being resurrected, a new Naked Gun, and a Toxic Avenger arriving on the breeze. Embryon set before Sex in the City, only to be born and realized right when it was cast back into the cosmopolitan nexus from whence it emerged. A child created a year after Demolition Man, only to fully realize the first 10 minutes of the movie at his birth. A 90s child born unto us at this our darkest hour. Oh, he shall be lost and confused. We must meet him with gifts of clamshell cell phones, No Fear t-shirts, and Viennetta ice cream cakes. No spoilers, please. Be gentle with care and approach slowly, for he does not know who shot Mr. Burns, how the TV show Dinosaurs ends, if Monica and Chandler hook up, humans, all who remember Sky Dancers, landlines, pogs. Welcome Thaddeus Daniel Pierce, conceived in 1994 as the prophecy, the one with Christopher Walken, foretold. The oldest embryo birth to human history. Wake the Stone Temple pilots. Prepare the bagel bites and cream savers. Heat the big New Yorker. Uncork the Fruitopia, for a child was born this summer. A glorious grunge Moses, swaddled in flannel in a basket case with Ace Ventura, the mask and Dumb and Dumber in his veins. Adorn thine hair in the Rachel, and cleave ye to thine Revlon color stay lipstick. Here comes the hot stepper, and it was written that the army of Tiger 2 XL robots shall awaken and draw up their Casio Secret Sender 6000s and draw forth Blockbuster from the Sea Quest DSV on an ivory road of AOL free trial discs, and all shall bathe in Nickelodeon gack and dino-sized fries. Rejoice! Rejoice, brothers! Hold aloft your Super Game Boys and dance the Macarena, for you shall be rejoined with Vac-Man, Mighty Max Magus, and Weapons and Warriors. The Stargate is open. The Pagemaster lives. Rick Moranis will be in movies again. Can you feel the fucking love tonight? I mean, I get it, is what I'm saying. Even though I'm only 19 years old, as for nostalgia, I get why you want to go back to the day, because nowadays are not what you were expecting, but that's not how time works. No matter how you try, you cannot reset the old Nintendo and start over. Best you can do is bust out the old books and games and tapes and movies and remember why you dug it, because that's still in you, and that never gets old. I love you. Good night.
Wow.
Nailed it.